Okay, our group of this project are Laura Martinez, Luisa Pavón, Maria Tovar, and Juan Vera. So we are going to start with, next please. We are going to start with design thinking, then with customer profile, and in the end, we are going to talk about client experience. So Bancolombia, so we have the problem that how to improve Bancolombia's savings account and credit card experience to the customer through these digital channels during the pandemic COVID-19. So we are specific in of the people of living in rural areas. So next please. So we are going to what it's because we have the purpose of digitalize our clients through digital channels to optimize the process to our clients living in the rural area. So how we are going to easy digital training such as operation or audio visual materials or chatbots. And why? Because we want to be the best financial service bank, offer to the use of the products easy, quickly, and safely. So in Colombia, the percentage of rurality is approximately 22.9. So the agriculture is the main generation of employment, which reached like 59.9% of jobs. And rural households have only reached full primary education level. So we have here the pain points that in that rural areas are only for major banks. And the cost of the transaction is depend on an economical activity. And the last one that probably the credit card are not used frequently because in the international push-up, the order takes more than 8 days, and in national probably more than a week. So this point in the rural area that if you have a credit card and a savings account, you have benefit with Puntos Colombia, and you can use a Bancolombia application without using data, and connection with another application that is Neki, that Neki no charge on move, and they can use with Bancolombia too.
Okay, the work backgrounds. The things is by text message for the people who don't have smartphones. Banks or virtual banks corresponding where you can make all the movements from the house without having to line up or waste time.
So here is the prototype that we need to put in a specific rural area that put digital point that you can use a transaction faster and more securely. Please, next. So here is like an example that prototype. First, you need to put your ID identification, then the next step, next please. The next step is that she recognized your name. Please put your password. Next, and then you can choose what the activity you can do. For example, pay products, pay service, recharge or transfers. Next, please. For example, here you can put money, cash money in another account. So you select the amount, then you put the number account, then you put the money in the app, and then you have the approved transactions. The same, we are going to, this is another prototype that you can use by text message. First, you need to put 7345 and you put the word transaction, then they come back with a a message of transfers, pay products or pay service, then you put the number and you put again your identification, and then you put your account. Next, please. And you put how is the amount of the transaction. You put to if is another account, Bancolombia account, or you put a NECI. So you then you put the number. For example, this is for NECI. Next, please. And you put the number that you verify the number, and then Bancolombia send you a secret code, and that's it.
Okay, now we talk about it with the consumer profile. One of the sample is the profile of the consumer of Bancolombia is a man that have age between 20 and 35 years, has only completed high school education, living in long-distance urban areas of the country, which are engaged in not industrial agriculture activities, has a long mind rank from the technology funds, which is used to connect all the families or the people that are there for the work. They don't have the knowledge of the digital tools or the skills for heading money to an electronic message from the banks. They perceive that the bank's technology are something this sorry sometimes complicated to use and very far from their reality and their knowledge.
Okay. In the journey map, we can see positive experience and negative experience in each step of the process. Yes. In addition, we can see that this positive and negative experience depending on the step that the client is in. There are stops and good points. And these good points means that the client has a good experience and fluency when carrying out the activity. Instead, a stop means that the client has some difficulty and must take time to perform the activity correctly. So let's see the steps. And okay, first, the client open the application, WhatsApp, SMS, or text. Yes, and this step have a good point because it's easy to do. The second is start the conversation with the chatbot of Bancolombia in the application that the client uh, select. This have a stop because the client need to take time to put all um, his information correctly. Yes, and the next step have a stop too because need to improve the information. Okay, the next step is select the activity that the client needs and uh, input the information of the transaction. Okay, then the client receive a call with a verification code, and the client put that code in the chat to finish the transaction. Yes, and to finish all the process, the client receive a voucher with a tracking code uh, in case of problems. And the last step is una encuesta. Yes, and it's all.
As a pain point, we have internet connection. As we know, Colombia has multiple digital tools such as Neki, Ad Personas, Virtual Assistants, WhatsApp, and others. which can facilitate transactions, save time and efforts to their customers. However, most of its digital channels need an internet connection to be secured. The associated opportunity is the app of App Personas is one of its most complete that can be boosted by adding the option of using without data or internet connection since the customer will be able to use it at any time and place. Next. Other pain point is WhatsApp channel. WhatsApp has become a common communication channel between companies and customers. However, to access the chat, they need to use a link to redirect that that is in another app or website, or you can also save the number in the contacts directly, being faster to write in the virtual chat on the website or communicate by phone. The associated opportunity is that the latest WhatsApp update allows adding contacts through the QR code reader, where the user enters directly into the chat and can add them if they wish, which make the communication process shorter. And that's